Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. I will begin this compilation of news with a very important topic. As you all know, I recently uploaded a video highlighting the Red Rampage insulting many creators. There was a portion of said stream that included a creator by the name of Real Entertainment News. He took to the comments offended that I did not add his part to my video. He also attempted to blame me, despite knowing absolutely nothing about me. I shall add him to the list of creators who can speculate until they go plumb mad. Never mind. Well, I am aware that this creator is quite problematic. I am no fan of false allegations. Most especially when they are both illegal and extremely serious. In the video that Red Rampage created, she accused Real Entertainment News of threatening to off her with brass knuckles. I did not share at the time because I did not have full context. Had I shared that portion of her video as a standalone piece, it would have led some viewers to believe that he actually did threaten her in this manner. Now, I have more information and I shall clear this up for Real Entertainment News. Again, well, he is quite problematic. I do not have a spare 45 weeks at the moment to highlight all of his discrepancies. And whether or not viewers believe he is a good person matters not, because at the end of the day he has in fact been falsely accused by JK Declassified. Firstly, I shall show you the clip from Red Rampage's raging stream pertaining to Real Entertainment News.
Thank you for joining the group. I did nothing to them. They're supporting someone who likes to talk about how they put out Get Out if a woman's dressed up and send death threats. Oh, horrible. Hold on. I'm horrible with technology. It's on mute. Why? See? Brass knuckles. Actually, I'll keep playing until Kelly comes in so she can tell me why she supports someone who does this kind of shit. And then she can and then she could go fuck off because I can't believe she made a video about me. And I did nothing to Kim. Kim's doing everything to me, so I'm very fucking confused. Leave Kim alone? How about she leave me alone? How about she leave a gang stalking group and stop talking about me every day? How about that? I have not.
Now, well, the voice messages are muffled and do sound quite damning. And a now deleted video. JK Declassified took to YouTube to firstly brag about catfishing Real Entertainment News in order to obtain footage of him on an episode of Dr. Phil. This was followed by another video to which she claimed he threatened her life. What was not disclosed, and clearly still is not as seen in the video I just showed you, is that the messages were never sent to her. They were sent to another problematic idiot who goes by the name of Lindsay McNeil. No, I am not doxing her. This impossible thorn on the side of the YouTube community openly uses this name. If you are unfamiliar with Lindsay, she is a viewer and want-to-be creator who latches onto many communities. And it never ends well. Among these communities are Cheryl's World, Without a Crystal Ball, Britta's Bites Back, Amzi Beloved, Jen Bailey, Sipping Tea with Me Joe, Siwa Moon and a host of others. In my opinion, the majority of what comes out of her mouth is typically at best heavily fabricated, and at worst a flat-out lie, usually to save herself. Well, she finally did something halfway decent. She took to Real Entertainment News channel, and after being a pretentious piece of shite toward Kim, who is at the center of this bullying, as well as being a pretentious piece of shite towards Real Entertainment News, she finally admits that she gave the voicemails to Red Rampage in order to solidify her claims that he had threatened her life. She also admits that she never took the voicemails as a threat to her own life, and there was no mention of brass knuckles and any of the messages.
I came up here because right is right and wrong is wrong, and in this situation, you are right, Real. There was no threat about brass knuckles. That's why I came up here. When
I told you that I was going to bury her, did that mean that I was going to go to her and bury her? What did that mean, Lindsay?
I didn't take it as you were going to kill her.
That's what you took it as?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and we can't say that word on here, okay?
So, My dearest viewers, real entertainment news may be quite problematic. But this accusation that he threatened to murder JK declassified or set her on fire or bury her alive, we're all lies. Are we shocked? Before I move on to my next topic, I should also feel obligated to give a public service announcement in relation to Lindsay McNeil. If you are unfamiliar with her, I highly suggest if you see her within a community that you run far, far away. I highly suggest you go full on flock of seagulls mode, and run for the nearest shelter. After having listened to several hours of this impossible bird, and narrowly escaping the urge to jab my eardrums with thorny sticks, I should never wish anyone else to have to endure what I have to create this small portion of my video. I shall leave you with a small montage that shall be burned in your brain forever.
This has happened to you, and I've had no idea, and I'm so sorry about your husband, and I just want to say that you could.
That I was bullying her. So, hello, nice to
How
meet
did
you.
I say
I didn't
you were-
even know who you are.
Who told you that? Christ? Because he's a liar.
We're not talking about Christ. He's asking you a simple question.
Okay. I'm trying to clear your name about the brass knuckles. I came here to help you. If you don't want my help, then I'll just drop.
Moving on. Likely in an effort to take attention away from her very public breakup with Amy Duggar King, Catherine Joy has latched onto a new traumatic event. She took to Instagram over the week's end to discuss all of her infinite knowledge of rock concerts. Special thanks to Llama Girl for the clips. Please do consider donating to her Kapu account. 'Tis linked in the description.
Concert where Great White was playing and the stage, the venue burnt to the ground and like over 40 people died. There's just tragedies happen, and it's easy to point fingers and get angry, but there's honestly people like grieving. I think today I'm just trying to like share what I'm seeing, and I'm not trying to get stuck in the conspiracies. I'm not trying to get stuck. Like, there was one person that claimed that they had been injected with heroin and they had to get Narcan, but the police in the investigation or in the press conference basically said that like a lot of people got trampled. And when you see the videos,
It is certainly something being investigated, Catherine. Not merely a conspiracy.
Suggestion that a security officer who appeared to be injected in the neck at this concert had to be revived with Narcan and certainly seemed to have a pinprick in his neck, injected, the suggestion is, by a concert goer before passing out. That is also a line of inquiry, but a thorough investigation promised.
I think it would be really hard to conclude that one person was running around causing deaths in multiple different areas. It's clearly that the crowd was very large, very aggressively moving back and forth, and no one had any place to move. If you want to see videos, like check out my post, go on to TikTok and just like put in the hashtag Astroworld, go on to Twitter and put in the hashtag Astroworld. You'll see from multiple different standpoints and viewpoints what it looked like at this event.
At first, it appears she is simply going to discuss the Astroworld tragedy. Oh no. It swiftly turns to a relatable tale of Catherine happening to have experienced the exact thing. How ironic.
There's a small percentage of people. There's 50,000 people. You have to remember that. And they're saying 300 people received care and 8 people died. So 300 people out of 50,000 isn't a huge overall percentage. It's a significant amount of people, but for the amount of people that were there, it's not a huge amount of people. So not everyone that was there was seeing what was happening. And so that, by just stopping, could have elicited a riot. So
Catherine has spoken. None of us have to worry over this tragedy anymore. The professional has given her opinion.
in the 80s, Metallica played a concert with Guns N' Roses and James Hetfield. And so they had to stop the concert and after playing half their set. And then Axl Rose, if you ever follow Guns N' Roses, back in the 90s, he was like a bitch. And he would always like bitch and complain, and like he wouldn't want to go on stage, and he would like whine and cry and just show up late. And he decided he wasn't going to play that day. So after they paid all of this money to go to the show and they saw half of a Metallica concert, they rioted and they like tore the place up.
A real-life Encyclopedia Britannica.
People are like, in my comments saying that I'm accusing this person or I'm accusing that person. And listen, I'm not trying to accuse anyone. I'm just trying to report on what I'm seeing. There's been a lot of talk on social media about what the Kardashians are doing or not doing. That doesn't mean that I have an opinion on that. I'm literally showing you a post and I'm saying, okay, this is what the Kardashians are not doing. And people are frustrated that they haven't commented. My job is to say to you, okay, this is what these people are saying. I haven't said that I have an opinion on whether or not they've said anything. I haven't said that they should have an opinion.
You fucking hate them.
I'm going to turn on comments just because I wanted to get that off my chest. I think everyone just needs to take a deep breath. And it literally just happened last night. 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 Been to plenty of big concerts.
Oh, here we
I was
go.
actually just telling my husband, like, back in the 90s, I went to a huge festival and it had like all the alternative bands. And if you remember alternative bands, they had tons of mosh pits. So very similar to the types of crowds that were at a Travis Scott venue. And so at that event, there was like No Doubt, there was Garbage, there was Candlestick.
Do you just fucking have to insert yourself in everything?
There was Bush was there. Remember Bush? They like remember Glycerine. There was a bunch of like, Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop was there. Have you guys ever seen Iggy Pop play?
What the fuck do you have a projector on the wall, Catherine?
That will incite a riot. So yeah, it was kind of like Lollapalooza before Lollapalooza like got rebooted kind of thing. Gwen Stefani was literally climbing the scaffolding and like getting people to go apeshit. People were getting like pulled out of the crowds. People were literally passing out. There was stretchers, people just like getting sick and stuff. Like I stayed really far back and didn't want to be anywhere near the stage.
She continues on with all of the times this has happened to her. It is as if she is attempting to minimize this tragedy. It is as if she is setting the stage to become an advocate against concerts as a whole.
I don't go to a lot of festivals because they can get really wild like that. Watch the videos and see for yourself. It's not some random guy that poked one security guard, drugging everyone. People were getting crushed to death. They had nowhere to go. Listen to the victims there.
You are such a fucking weirdo.
People were passing out from lack of oxygen, being trampled. I don't understand why people are confused. They're panicking, and then that creates more of a surge, and then they get into what's called a sinkhole.
It simply is not a Catherine recap without her becoming a raging bitch.
I was not paused though. Y'all kept saying I was paused, and I wasn't paused.
Sometimes there's no audio when you're doing those.
For some reason, you guys kept saying I was paused, but I wasn't paused. So I just started a new live, but it wasn't paused on my end, so I don't know what happened. Maybe it was Instagram. Hello. On my end. So again, I'm going to just say that I was not paused. It might have looked paused for you, but my side was not paused. So it might have been an Instagram issue.
Does it really fucking matter, Catherine?
Okay, so everyone's saying like you can't believe that this crowd was so big after COVID. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to COVID shame because first of all,
By the by, she is only saying this today because she went out and got those caterpillars on her forehead groomed.
well, the world went back to work and concerts are happening again. And my family doesn't do that kind of stuff. Hell, I went and got my eyebrows done and I got them tinted, which is why they look all wanky today, because honestly, when you get your eyebrows tinted, the dye stays on and they're not the actual shape of what my eyebrows look like. But I had 2 people in a room with me and I was all like, oh my God, am I going to get COVID? And I'm vaccinated. But what other people do, I can't control them. Sorry. They're all like, have you ever had your eyebrows tinted? if they tint your eyebrows, I went to a show and got COVID.
Did you just fucking block someone for saying that? Wow. Bitch mode middle sector transition mode activated.
What happened at the event today? I think it's very tragic. I'm just sharing what I'm finding online while I'm bored at home and I'm reading things and my son's sleeping or whatever. The VIP breach was definitely not a good sign. I agree with that. I think going into the day, there was a lot of red flags of like the energy of the crowd, and energies of crowds can definitely dictate what happens.
Oh, do tell us. Master of toxic energy.
I don't know if you've ever been to a general admission show, but there's always people behind you that are trying to like push forward and like get ahead of you. And so you can never actually be comfortable in your spot because people always want to find a way to get in front and get to the closest spot possible. So I'm guessing is that people were already maxed out and had nowhere to move, but then people were still trying to push into the crowd. Oh, she said she got a broken ankle from it. Oh my gosh. If you've ever been to a hip hop concert, and I've been to plenty of hip hop concerts, like in the early 2009 and like late 90s, I was a huge Atmosphere fan. And
wait, isn't that the band that you claimed wrote a song about you? And you told us a story of being a drunk fucking idiot. And out of sympathy they attempted to take you home. But, you embarrassed yourself so terribly that they tossed you out in a car park in the freezing cold? And the song you claimed was about a hopelessly loose groupie they absolutely hated? That band, never mind. She goes on to gleefully share footage of the tragedy. Because she is absolutely disgusting and her sole sustenance for survival is the trauma of others. And finally, self-taught beauty is at it again. Before I share her recent fuckery, Tira Nicole uploaded an open letter to Mandy based off of the drug test video I shared with all of you earlier. I have linked her video below. She made some excellent points. Let us have a look.
For months. I still don't believe drugs are your problem. Money management and laziness is your problem. I would be damned if I didn't spend this summer, spring, whatever, busting my fucking ass to get out of that fucking shed. Another winter, which in the Midwest is fucking 8 months, breathing in more kerosene, paying $5 a gallon for it, and you're already pandering. You're already emotionally manipulating thousands of people.
Well, Mandy uploaded a sob story video, with copyrighted and sad county music. She shares that she also needs donations due to a litter of roughly 4 weeks old kittens appearing. Kittens barely big enough to travel any distance. And kittens strikingly similar to her own pet cats. Wow. This concluded this episode of On the Prowl. Do like and subscribe to my channel. This cat is always prowling.